Maybe you could tell the group here what it is you've been doing historically and kind of where you guys intend to go in terms of your different platforms. And be sure to hold the microphone really close.
Thank you, Bill, for giving us the opportunity to present how we use Shareplex at work. So currently we have Oracle to Oracle using Shareplex, and that is our production environment. And slowly we are moving to Oracle to Postgres as we migrate to NoSQL and to other cost-effective Oracle alternatives. And this way we can move our Oracle data to Postgres for our testing and everything, and once that's verified, we will be using that full time.
That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, we talked to a lot of customers who are wanting to get data both into and out of Oracle from other platforms, and Cisco's one of many that we're encountering. Now here's the architecture of Shareplex. I'm not going to dive into the details of this. Rather than me talking, I'd much rather have you hear from Anbu. So Anbu, is there anything in particular you like about the way that Shareplex works and the architecture that we have?
Yeah, Shareplex is very easy to set up and use, and like you see those gray bars or gray icons or the processes. So we have a capture, a read and export process running on the source, and then on the target side we have import and post. The great thing about Shareplex is you don't need to remember all these. Their central command called SP control gives in a GUI format as well as on the command line all the processes, as well as it shows in real time what is the backlog of the messages and how many messages, as well as how many minutes it's going to take to do the export or to do the post on the target side. So it's very easy to use. It's a single command you need to know rather than all these things. So it's very easy to use.
Thanks, Anbu. And that is something we do hear from our customers. We've asked them, what is the difference in terms of effort operating Golden Gate compared to Shareplex? And in a survey we did among our customers who had evaluated both, they said it was anywhere between 75 to 90% less effort. And you can actually read about this on our website in a case study. Like I said, we like to consider ourselves the golden alternative. The next piece we're going to talk about are all of the different things. I was just at the Golden Gate direction session earlier today, started at 11 o'clock, and Chai, who's their head product manager, he was talking and he said, we really consider Golden Gate to be a Swiss Army knife. And I thought to myself, a couple of years ago we ran an ad with Shareplex and a Swiss Army knife. The reason we say that is because these three high-level use cases, availability, scalability, and integration, they actually have sub-use cases. And if we were to break them out even more, you'd see there's about 12 different ways that you can use it. Well, I'm not going to tell you about all these, but I would like to ask Anbu. So Anbu, you've got this Swiss Army knife, you've been using it for a few years. How many of these use cases are you using today?
Today we use it for all three purposes. So in the first, for availability, we have databases across different data centers. So we use it for active load balancing so that the customer requests go to any of the databases across the data center. We use for that. And then for scalability and operational reporting, we have data replicated from our billing database to the reporting database, which is again spread across data centers, so the customers will reach whichever is closer to their operation side. And also we use for integration purposes all our meetings. We are WebEx, we host meetings. So all the meeting data which is held across the globe from different continents, the billing information gets replicated to our billing database. So we use this final option for the centralized reporting and consolidation where all the billings happen. So it's very easy to set up and very easy to use. So you guys can give it a try, and they have a good tech support where somebody really talks rather than like Oracle where you have to open up a case, and it's very easy to use.
Thank you. So if Anbu is using all of these use cases, I say Anbu and his colleagues there at Cisco WebEx, it must be a fairly complicated replication architecture that they have in place. Well, it turns out that it is. And I'm not going to talk a lot to it. I just want to point out in the middle there where you see the W1, 2, 3, and then N. So N is quite a large number there. And what they're able to do is provide nearly unlimited scaling by deploying this architecture. Anytime they want more capacity, they just add more of N. But I'm not going to steal the show. I'd like Anbu to describe this for you guys.
Okay, so the W1, W2, W3, those are our databases in our data centers spread around the globe. So within the US, we have in San Jose, we have in Texas Allen, we have in Virginia. We have Ws in London, in Japan, in other countries, other continents. And like I was telling you before, all these have to replicate the data instantly to the lookup database so that people can join the meetings as soon as they set it up by their mobile app. So that's how fast the Shareplex replication is. So as soon as you set up a meeting, that data gets replicated to the lookup database. So when you join, you will be hitting that database so you can join the meeting instantly. And I think I talked about the data getting replicated to the billing database for billing purposes. And from there it goes to the reporting. And for each of the Ws, we have a disaster, or we call it as a standby, and data gets replicated there so that when one of our Ws go down, the meetings still automatically can happen from the standby database, or we call it as GSB databases.
Thank you, sir. So you'll hear us talk about Shareplex as the golden alternative. No accident. We are looking to be the golden alternative against Oracle Golden Gate. We've had Oracle Golden Gate is enjoying considerable success in the marketplace, as are we, because there's a real need and demand for replication out there. So if we are an alternative, a golden alternative, what makes us golden? Well, we really talk about these 8 different areas where we offer distinct advantages. Only one of these areas is actually product-centric, because so much of your experience with the solution is more than just the software. And so, Anbu, is there anything in particular that you really favor with Shareplex?
I vote for number 3 because I'm pretty sure we all are Oracle users, and we know what is the pain to open up a Oracle ticket and work with them. And majority of the time, at least in our case, we find a solution before Oracle gives the solution. So that's completely different with Shareplex, because there you don't even have to open up a case. You just call their 1-800 number and they open up a case for you, and they immediately start working on the problem as and when they ask you for the logs as and when it is needed. So I really like that model, and that's the reason why our team decided to stay with Shareplex, and we didn't want to consider anything else.
We do have some customers, I will tell you, that run both Golden Gate and Shareplex, and it's very interesting. We asked them one day, we said, so how do you choose? You know, you've got this product and you can deploy it for either environment. And they told us quite simply, well, anything that's mission critical that runs on Oracle, we use Shareplex. So we were naturally very glad to hear that. If you're interested in learning more about Shareplex, it's very easy. Simply go to www.shareplex.com. No matter when you go there, it's going to redirect you to our product pages. Now, we do offer a free 30-day proof of concept. And so what you can do is download the software, get a trial key, and then one of our field engineers will be glad to work with you to accomplish your goals, help you in your evaluation, and see if it's a right solution. And lastly, we invite you to join the Shareplex community. So again, you go to www.shareplex.com/community. It'll redirect and take you to our community. And for those of you that are new to the